Good evening and welcome in, everybody. Before we get into this evening's live, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and we'll go over what the main topics are here. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I tried to start this a few times and YouTube paused it for whatever reason and made me retry. So hopefully the word is getting out there right now and you're able to come in here and see the live. I'm not exactly sure what was going on, so we'll just see what happens here. But YouTube tried to shut it off 3 separate times here, so I'm gonna do this. If we have a viewing audience, I'll do this like a longer live, like an hour. If there's not a big participation, I will just do this in a normal fashion, like an update. So we'll just go from there, and I'm not going to worry about whether or not YouTube is allowing this to go or not, because it's already paused 3 times. So I'm not sure what's going on. And I also have a storm moving in, so I started this a little bit sooner because I have to do this outside. And but there's a storm moving in, so we're gonna get through this. We've got XRP down about 5% on the day. It's clawed back here a little bit late in the day. We've pushed back over, or trying to push back over, the 2018 resistance. We've got Bitcoin that's pushed back in the positive zone here after an earlier dump off, but not by much after a pretty big sell-off after hitting 70K. But we are starting to reverse right now, so we'll go over the technicals. John, I seen your comment. We're not in a bull run yet. That's what you need to remember. We can go up there when we get into a bull run, but this isn't even a proper bull run. We've never went into a bull run yet. That's where a lot of people are getting thrown off. Yeah, DGB, I expect it to be over 10 cents in a bull run scenario, but we are not even close to a bull run yet in the altcoins. XRP's not in a bull run yet. This is a bear market rally. No, I just wanted to clarify my position, though, John, just in case somebody might have misheard me. But yes, I do believe that that's going to happen within the next bull run. But that's going to be, hopefully it happens before we get to 2028. And it starts to happen, you know, in the years to come here. But we're going to go over XRP. We'll go over Bitcoin. We'll go over some of the other stuff that's going on. But one of the things that is interesting to me is I can't find any news right now. And if somebody else, maybe you guys can let me know. I have not been able to find really any news about XRP's escrow dump, or the 1 billion coming out from escrow. But one thing I've been reading the last several days is the fact that there's possibly 1.5 billion tokens being released through escrow in August, and now 1 billion. So that's definitely something we're gonna have to look at. For anybody who doesn't know, Ripple did allocate $10 million of tokenized US Treasury bills. So the T-bills are going to be coming to the XRP ledger. And then there was a 2,764% imbalance. It says Stuns XRP community, but what it really is there's a 2,764% differential between long liquidations and shorts. So there's about 2.3 million in long liquidations, less than 100,000 in shorts who were liquidated. So that's where that huge imbalance comes, and we'll read through that as well. But that is definitely something to hear. $2.3 million were liquidated out of longs if you traded leverage. So that's why spot is king, because even in dump downs like with XRP, we had a better than 7% drop at one point. And now, you know, it looks like a lot of people were unfortunately bullied out of their position in a liquidation fashion. And that's never fun for me to see from anybody. I don't like seeing that. And that's the reason why I always talk about the liquidations of leverage and why it's always safer to trade spot. But yeah, Uphold still has a halt on Casper, which is unbelievable, to be honest with you. I don't know how it can be halted still because of a hack, but it's still moving and back and forth. I don't know what is going on there. I'm still not sure what's going on there. But that is definitely an interesting dynamic for some of you that are on Uphold trading Casper. It really, really is. So we'll make sure to go all of this. We'll go through the technical analysis as XRP's teetering on a close below the 2018 resistance here after several days of being over, and a weekly time frame close over that threshold as well. So, oh good, they approved it now. That's good to know. That's good to know. I'm glad to see that at least. So we have a lot to look at here this evening. So please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube will recommend this live. Just by hitting that like button, YouTube will recommend this. And all that simply means is that when you go through YouTube and you're looking through your news feed, my content pops up and you'll be able to watch my content. Whether you've ever seen my content or not, you'll be able to make an educated and informed decision whether or not you think my content looks good to you or not, or you can simply move on, but at least you'll have that option. So make sure to hit that like button. I'll catch you on the other side of this short intro. Good evening. 6:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, August 1st, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So once again, big red means opportunity. Does that mean we've broken down, or does this mean we've come back and re-tapped for XRP the 2018 resistance as support, to try to validate the fact that this is no longer resistance and we've got a strong area of support? That is a big thing, what we're going to look at here in just a second. I'm going to go through and try to say hello to everybody. Mark, welcome in. Kwame, good evening, and thank you both for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Meteor. UK Phil and Mo, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XP Predictor, along with CJ2 Pilot. I appreciate that level of support greatly. I really, really do. Pino, welcome in. Hamza, Dre, welcome. Good evening to all of you. Hamza, I love to hear that you'll have your badge back tomorrow and you'll continue where you left off, so you don't have to restart, which is awesome. Trading with J-Ride, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. John Booglethorpe, welcome in, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Meteor, and I'm glad I could clarify, or you could help me clarify what you were asking. Alexander, good evening. Syrian, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, and that is my face superimposed on that emoji badge, I kid you not. And thank you for being a very trusted mod and keeping this community in the right direction. The Gatman, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XP 589 Moon Badge. The longs lost their shorts. Spot, XRP, XPH. Yes, indeed, the Gatman. That's why it doesn't seem as advantageous when you're trading spot, but there are a lot of benefits. Yes, there could be some easier money. Yeah, XRPH has been on MEXC, CJ2 Pilot. That's actually where I was buying it, but unfortunately, they stopped allowing USA users. I can't even trade on there at all. It only let me get rid of some of my assets that I had on there, unfortunately. So that's where I initially started buying it, was on XRP Healthcare. Or, I mean, on MEXC, and then I would send it to the XRP Healthcare. Good information, though. Kyle Kupiak, welcome in. Cape Cod Kyle and Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XP Meteor. And it's good to see, Kyle, that it's showing your emoji badge. I love seeing that. Devin, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. And thank you so much for being a trusted mod, along with JIOV, who's been a mod and is in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon badge. Let's get through this. MC Prosperity Lee, welcome in. You have no idea about Escrow. I think Ripple is about to hold quite a bit for future institutional investors. I could see that. I could see that. Lucky Guy says this, the channel is legit. Sup, guys or fellas? I appreciate that, Lucky Guy. Thank you so much. I appreciate the positive vibe. RHS, what's up, my brother? Welcome in. Rain Thane says, thank you for your service, Tom. You are welcome, and thank you for being here diligently, as always. Brad, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I greatly appreciate that. Ramen Speed says, I'm going to watch Red Hot Metal Ball versus Dyro block videos. Hey, you know, you got to do what you got to do, Ramen Speed. Are they just liquidating longs before blast off? A lot of times we do liquidate leverage traders to get that liquidity for a further move up. And the key here, everybody, and you're going to see more of this, and I can shut this off now because I I should be caught up here. John Patak, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. UK Phil can't stake XPH anymore on the app. Nope. Once you're staking, once your months are over, there is no more staking on the XRP Healthcare app. And I have a strong suspicion that's because of a major partnership that was inked, UK Phil. They inked a major partnership not too long ago, and I believe they're going to use the liquidity instead of staking, and they're going to put it towards that partnership. But there was only a designated amount that was supposed to be, sorry, there's some noise going on behind me, as you can hear. But there was a designated amount for staking, and once that amount was done, it's not static, guys. I promise you, this is not static. There's a dry cleaner behind me, and that's their steam. It's the steam from the dry cleaner. That is not static, I promise. Unless they're static outside of that. JW, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Yeah, it kind of sounds like a garden hose. I agree. It only lasts for like 30 seconds, but it's about to end right now. It's already getting smaller. But you'll hear it at the end of the day because they steam things out, I'm assuming, and you hear it at the very end of their day. So they're getting ready to go home. But let's get into this now. And I apologize for the noise. It'll end soon. If XRP can hold this back test, and it would be incredible because you do have a lot of volatility here. If we could hold this back test at 58.4 cents, we have not invalidated this move up near 80 cents yet. The technical move up would be around 80 cents. We do have a couple key points that we have to get past, and one key point now. Hey, Avi, welcome in, and thank you for that $9.99 donation. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. That's my first donation of the month of August. That's incredible. Thank you so much for your generosity. That's unbelievable. Thank you so much for that. So now we came back below. So coming above the 58.3, roughly that 2018 resistance, and now trying to use that support, that was a signal for a further move up to 70 initially. We needed to hold a break above 62.3 cents on the back test to validate and confirm that initial break over the 2018 resistance. Unfortunately, we were unable to hold the 62.3 cents. And one area of concern was if this ended up being a Batman top, which we're not going to say it is yet, because we do have a massive W reversal, and this could honestly just be a back test here. Coming back in one more time, we have a golden cross in the daily, remember. We're back testing the 20-day, and we already came through and back tested it in the daily, as we came down to 56.9 cents. So the pull-up has been nothing short of remarkable here towards the end of the day. Nothing short of remarkable. So this could have very well been a very big liquidity strike here before further moves up, but we won't know anything until we see where we close at 8 o'clock. For XRP in particular, make sure you pay attention to that 58.4 cents, and we've cleared that by some distance now, because that's where the next day is going to start. So I would like to see us holding over the next day on the daily, and this is interesting now. Because if we can hold this, this was nothing more than grabbing liquidity across the market from leverage traders, in my opinion. And nothing should have changed today. Nobody should feel any different today unless we do get a rejection and we're under 58.4 and we invalidate that golden cross. Right now, the pull down has been very, very, very beneficial for us if we don't start breaking down. And the reason for that is you need to gain further liquidity for pushes up. And the only way to create liquidity is to free up some cash flow. And in this case, some of the cash flow comes at the expenses of leverage traders, unfortunately. And that's why it's a very dangerous game to play. Even in a 10x situation, you got crushed today, liquidated. MC Prosperity, thank you so much for the $10 donation. He says, I'm with Avi. Thank you both so much. See, Avi, you've started it on the right track here this evening. I do appreciate everybody for that generosity of the super chats. That means the world to me. And I'd like to welcome in the new members and the old members that have found their way back to the community. I love to start it out by saying each one of these groups are so very integral and important for what we do here. The first group, the ones who have been here with me the older members, you have helped me shape an identity in here that I believe in, which is positivity over negativity. We don't believe in being hurtful. We believe in being helpful. We are not victims here. We play the winner. And we do not deal with negativity. We're positivity all the way here. So make sure to hit that like button. And I embrace the older members. The newer members, you will help us bring a vision here that we might not have thought of before. You might have a certain standpoint that we haven't thought of, but you can certainly help continue what we've started here and help us transcend going into the future. So I appreciate the new members and the old members that have found their way back here or here for the first time. So thank you both so much. And I like giving a little dedication like that. And as you've noticed, you don't see any ads during the live itself. Rerun, and you're like, man, there's always ads on the rerun, but now I'm in live and there's no ads. You can thank the members of Tom's Army past, present, and future, and also past, present, and future ones who have sent a YouTube super chat. I do it ad-free during the live itself so that you can have a uninterrupted viewing experience, because there's nothing worse than if you're trying to learn something on the fly and then you see an ad. So don't forget to thank the members and the ones who have generously donated over the years. So that's that. So 58.4 cents is where I would like to see us close today over, so that we can at least validate the fact we didn't give back the 2018 resistance, because as of right now, we're still very much so over it. And it's a very nice thing. It's a very nice thing to see. We have that golden cross in the daily that has not given up. And now the 50 crossed through the 200. So this is big news. This is big news. And the technical target is 79.8 cents. That should bring us up to 79.8 if we don't give it back. And as of right now, XRP has fought its ass off here. We are fighting. We're fighting. And like the opportunity, XRP, there's an opportunity. I believe there's a big opportunity as well in XLM. XLM is trying to pull back over that 992 level. As long as we don't get a rejection there, we've already had a bullish cross in the daily of the 20 cross and the 50. I believe it's well behind XRP. And now that we came back and back tested this 9.4 uptrend, that's a big retest here. That's a big retest. And honestly, it validates the inverse head and shoulders that we weren't even really talking about. We were speculating that it could be one, but left shoulder to the head. And now with that little pull down, and I know it's real tight together. Whoops. But boom, back up, down, bounce. This could be one of these cases where we get this massive recovery here. I'm rooting for it personally. I am rooting for a big recovery here. And until this W reversal here is invalidated at 7.6, it's a massive breakdown, but you cannot say that it's completely invalidated unless you come down here. So that's a big gap here. There's a big gap still here. I mean, you're talking about 17, 18, 20% to the bottom. So is there going to be a bigger drop? Who knows? Who knows? But right now, in order to not invalidate this structure, we need to come back up at some point here to 993. But it sounds like we're about to get some rain, folks. Oh yeah, some rain is starting to come down. Hopefully my umbrella protects me out of this rain. We'll see which way it blows, and I'll turn the umbrella that way. But does everybody see this massive W reversal and bull flag set up here for XLM? I mean, if you haven't bought into XLM, I'm not saying to buy in right now. I'm not a financial advisor. But if it doesn't give way on this 947, that's huge. And if we come back above 991 before the close today, holy smokes. And look, we're working our way back up there. There could have been a huge opportunity here right now. Huge opportunity. XRP, we've talked about two of the charts, but the main chart right now is being over this rising channel resistance at 60.6 cents. So that's another area you must remember. If we're below that 60 point, and let's go in real time, 60.7 cents, we are below the rising channel resistance. And that's not good, but to me, it looks like a massive W reversal with the bull flag just in the making right now for XRP. And I think once we clear 64.5 cents and hold it, we're off to about 80 cents. It could be all the way up to 84.9 on the rising channel resistance, but there are so many different things I've read today. You're right, Daniel. A lot of panic sells today. Tons of them. You should just see some of the comments I got today. It's incredible. Incredible. But, you know, I don't worry about it. None of this phases me. When you look at it, and you can see the main reason why all this happened, it wasn't just this. You had gold, you had silver come down, you had commodities come down. And if you're looking for B2 gold to buy, I'm going to give you a simple hint. If you haven't bought yet, you see this reversal candle here? Don't do anything unless you see now this reversal candle invalidate 305 and you come over the top. Or you come back down here or back down to here at $2.54. You don't have to worry about anything else. Looks like a small W. But with that reversal candle, make sure to protect your capital. And then you can simply buy back in at 305 if it breaks over the top and be off to the races again. Or you can buy it if it's 285 or 254. So just pay attention here, because by them not raising rates yesterday, which I guaranteed everybody that they were not going to raise rates, I personally thought they were going to hold serve yesterday, and in September we're going to lower rates. I guarantee they're going to lower rates before the end of the year. So get ready now. If you think you've seen anything yet, here's that bottom down liquidity and what gives you that fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market. Wait until we get towards the election. Wait until we get towards all of that. You really think they're going to crater the stock market? No. You think they're going to hit commodities? No. They're going to have no choice. They want to hit commodities. They want it to drain, fall, sink. The 10-year yield's under 4%. I'll give you one guess who's buying up the government bonds. The same ones who are inflating the money supply, the currency, I should say, because it's not money. You're correct. Your same government. So the same ones who are inflating the money supply by printing it are buying the bills. And an interesting news of note today is that T-bills are coming to the XRP ledger. So Ripple to allocate $10 million to tokenized U.S. Treasury bills on the XRP ledger. So Ripple will allocate $10 million in tokenized U.S. Treasury bills on the XRP ledger, marking the first issuance of such tokens on the platform. The initiative is part of a broader trend in the crypto industry where tangible real-world assets and traditional financial securities are being tokenized, enhancing efficiency and attracting major participants like BlackRock. And we'll just read through a small portion of this because I already did this earlier, and then we'll get into the more needed reading because I have a very big question to ask everybody. Payments network Ripple will allocate $10 million to a tokenized version of U.S. Treasury bills, T-bills, that will become available on the XRP ledger for the first time. The short-term U.S. government debt is being issued as T-bill tokens by the tokenization platform Open Eden, according to a Thursday release. Assets backing the tokens will be invested in short-dated U.S. Treasuries and reverse repurchase agreements, repos collateralized by U.S. Treasuries. Price of a specified future date, or to repurchase them at a higher price at a specified date. The tokenization of tangible real-world assets and traditional financial securities is a growing sector of the crypto industry. It allows traditional assets, especially private and alternative assets, to be issued, managed, and distributed in a way that is considered more efficient than their off-chain counterparts. So that's big news, and this was from Ripple itself as well. So news alert, tokenization platform Open Eden Labs is bringing tokenized U.S. Treasury bills, T-bills, to the XRP ledger. What's more, Ripple is creating a fund to invest in tokenized T-bills and will allocate $10 million to Open Eden's T-bill tokens as part of it. So guys, read between the lines here. Do you think that the SEC versus Ripple case is legit? Or do you see this just another stall tactic so the U.S. doesn't digitize until it's ready? And now look what's happened here. Now all of a sudden Ripple's allocating $10 million to cover some of the U.S. debt. Read between the lines. Read between the lines here. If they were really that hard up against Ripple, you really think they would allow the U.S. Treasury T-bills to be on the ledger? Read between the lines, folks. Read between the lines here. This whole damn case has been fake, and it always has been, and it always will be. It's a big facade, and they're going to get off at one moment. You're going to get Judge Therese is going to give a ruling, and she's going to say, you know, you got to pay this small little fine here just because there was some small, some minor infractions here. So we're going to give you this, whatever the clarification is, this is the fine, agree it or don't, and they're going to agree. And the SEC, they're going to say agree to it or don't. And the SEC is going to say, well, we look like jackasses already. At least they're going to be paying a fine, and it makes us look like we're technically right. And they're going to agree to it. All this other bullshit, it needs to miss the community. You know why? Because the BS that goes around is exactly what causes everybody to sell their XRP. Not only the fake news, and everybody acting like a settlement was supposed to happen, and now all of a sudden, because that rescheduled meeting and then the next meeting got canceled here again, just like the first time, even though they already held one meeting, that's not a settlement meeting. This is typical standard operating procedure. Now, I dare say it's a colluded effort by Ripple and the SEC to have these meetings and then to just make them go away because they needed liquidity for the drop. And look what happened. XRP is no lower than it was before this drop started. We're still over 59, almost 60 cents. We're over the 2018 resistance. We are still in great shape. As there were a lot of other cryptos ended up having a nice drop, Ripple just, it's like I say every time. All Ripple does, they pump up the price of XRP right before the escrow drop, and then the price just comes back down to where it was before. Once again, it proves true once again. I don't even know how much Ripple was dropped out of the escrow, and if somebody asks why I'm yelling, I don't know, I'm passionate. But I don't even know how many Ripple was, or XRP was dumped by Ripple out of escrow. It doesn't say today. All I know is there could be 1.5 billion instead of 1 billion. So I don't know what the hell is going on today. This is the first time in my recent memory that I can't find any information about the escrow drop. It's weird. But look, every time I always say it pumps up right before the dump, up to 62.3. And now all of a sudden today it came down to 56.6. And if the dump happened, it would make sense. And now the price just comes right back to where it was. I mean, it's already above 59.7 again. This is standard operating. It happens all the time. And one thing that was concerning to me is that 600 million XRP tokens is the speculation released to bring August crypto unlocks to 1.5 billion. So August is shaping up to be a big month for token unlocks with just shy of 1.5 billion in tokens being released to the market. What is going on here, right? Nearly 1.5 billion in tokens from major crypto projects are set to be unlocked in August, with 1 billion XRP tokens worth 609 million at current prices, making up a massive part of month's total on August 1st. Ripple, the firm behind the XRP ledger blockchain and its native XRP token, has unlocked up to 1 billion tokens on the first day of every month since 2017. It uses several main escrow wallets, Ripple 24, Ripple 25, to evenly split the unlocks each month. However, Ripple may look to relock much of the newly released XRP. Ripple relocked 800 million from June. It still made moves to sell around 300 million XRP, worth 182 million at the time. While up to 1 billion XRP tokens are unlocked at the start of each month, the actual amount of XRP that would be released into circulation is likely much less than this, due to a re-escrow process, wrote XRP Ledger in 2017 blog post. We already know about all of this. So, other major unlocks in August, and that's why we wanted to see if it was just the escrow. I wanted to give you the real information here of what's going on here. So, if we look at this, other major unlocks in August include those from Layer 1 Network Avalanche and cross-chain bridging platform Wormhole, releasing a combined 449 million, blah, blah, blah. Who cares about all that? Other than XRP, another 3 projects include... Okay, so this is just adding it up. So, Crypto Gaming Network, yada, yada, yada. So they're just, they're adding it all up. So, most of the story, it's not going to be XRP token released. That's universal, so at least we get that. And this is the big thing. So the imbalance between long and short liquidations. Now, if we've already liquidated a lot or a larger amount of liquidations when it comes to longs, the longs have been liquidated. The only thing left is liquidate the shorts if they're looking for a liquidity strike. So an abnormal 2,764% imbalance stuns XRP. What's happening? And please make sure to hit that like button, as we have quite a big audience for the prices being dropped right now, honestly. So that's impressive. That's impressive. You heard on a live last night that there was another 20 billion XRP left in what do you mean? Oh, less than. That there was a 20 billion XRP left in circulation. Any truth to this? I haven't heard anything about 20 billion XRP bought. Or 20 billion are left to be bought in circulation. That's something that I've been hearing, but when it looks at the total circulating supply and the supply left to circulate, it seems to speak a different number. It still looks like, to the eye, the untrained eye, there's 37 million, or 37, what is it? About 37 billion And then there's little back end deals with a few billion of them as well. But I didn't see any of that anywhere, to be honest with you. But hey, you know, so according to the latest data from CoinGlass, the past 12 hours have been very painful for traders who were bullish on XRP. According to the statistics, XRP saw 2.73 million worth of long liquidation. Oh, it was even higher than I've seen before. Of long liquidations during this period. In contrast, short liquidations bets that XRP will fall totaled $98,740. Thus, the imbalance between bullish and bearish liquidations was a staggering 2,764% in 12 hours. Apparently, the misfortune of those who bet on XRP to rise in the last 12 hours is linked to the market performance of the popular cryptocurrency. In fact, the price of XRP has fallen by as much as 5.2% over the same period. But I'll try to look deeper, MC Prosperity. You're welcome. I'm sorry I can't add to it, but I have not seen anything related to it. And I've looked because I heard the same thing within the last 24 hours. And I read something on X as well where somebody was talking about it. And I just can't find it. Let's see. In fact, the price of XRP has fallen by as much as 5.2% over the same period. What's more, in the last 20 hours, XRP price has fallen by as much as 8.42%, a truly painful event. However, it does not fully justify such a difference, as the reasons go deeper. Since the beginning of the week, the price of XRP has soared at one point by as much as 10.5%, creating additional bullish sentiment across the crypto space and prompting traders to open long positions. And that's your fear of missing out trade. You never want to open a leverage trade when it's already up 10%. You want to do it before the rally happens. Like, you got to have that testicular fortitude. Unless you're buying in and hoping that you continue through the rally, that's obviously something people do. But you really want to be buying before the rally happens and sort of set into a, you know, some kind of a position. But that's up to you guys. So XRP to USD by market cap. As it often the case, the market is smart, and those who were late to the XRP party or did not manage the risk properly paid a heavy price and became part of 2.73 million liquidated bull squad. Whether it is one of those healthy corrections or the end of XRP's mini rally in anticipation of the XRP or the SEC versus Ripple ruling is an open question. But the one thing is for sure, the popular cryptocurrency remains in the spotlight and an attractive asset for traders. And that is great news because attention is arguably the most important thing. So we went through that. I guess I'll keep this up because it's in the norm. We went through that. So that's a lot of stuff to be talking about. And yeah, to the untrained eye, it definitely looks like we're crashing, right? Looks like XRP crashed. It's over. It's a pile of shit, right? I've seen that all day today as well. Not so fast, my friends. Very well could be a hammer candle there still. After an inverted hammer candle the day before. So, in understanding what this means, a golden cross in the daily, unless you invalidate that, we're still very bullish, and mainly the biggest bullish factor is we're over 58.4 cents, the 2018 resistance, which is still acting as a line of support. I dare say if you haven't bought into XRP, you've been given a golden friggin' ticket. Because even if you don't think it's going to hold, you don't even have much to hold it for. If you think it's going to break and it's at 59.8, you could simply ride the 2018 resistance, and if it breaks support, you say, you know what, I'm not willing to hold it. Good, goodbye. And then you can just simply get rid of it. That's a golden ticket. And just like we talked about with, I'm telling you right now, if this plays out in this fashion, it's going to be tricky. Because just like what we were seeing with XLM, if it does one of these weird W-V-shaped recoveries and then starts doing this, I'm telling you right now, it's going to do it very quickly. So you're going to have some kind of testicular fortitude here to be able to understand, is that a real reversal, or is this something that's just trying to trick us and come through? Because if it does pull up, this is your last opportunity at the resistance support level. That's the bottom line. Because if it holds it again, and that doesn't drop it through after going BAM, and now it bounces, it's going to be a significant bounce. This is the real retest finally. Didn't retest, consolidated, broke up, back test. This is the real back test if it is a back test. We just need to make sure that this doesn't turn into some bullshit Batman top here where then you start going like this and then you come back through. Seen that too many times in my trading career. Don't want to see that again. But the inverse head and shoulders definitely looks like it's in play here. I can't help that it's there, but if it flips it to a head and shoulders pattern, this is what you would see in a Batman. If you see this play out, obviously, not good news. So we want to just see, instead of this playing out, we want to see And I'm going to give you the good, bad, and the indifferent, because the only way for you to be a successful trader is not to be bullshitted. So we want to see that, right? We want to see that. A boom, we came down, and then we maybe it is that W, boom, out, or maybe it is just a, you know, we want to see that. We don't want to see this. We do not want to see that. You know, we don't want to see that. But I'm going to keep it there just in case. That's the, I'm thinking of buying 10,000 XRP. That's the minimum you should hold. I agree. If you can afford it, I think 10,000 XRP is a great number. Just think about it. $10 XRP is 100 grand. If it ever got to 100, it's an easy way to round up to $1 million. But yeah. But it looks like it's grabbing liquidity here. 200 days even holding serve in the 2 hourly. And, you know, unless we do what I drew on there, we're looking very well. To me, we're looking very good. Looking very good. I mean, if we're, as long as we're on top of this 58.4, I'm not getting fearful. I just know that there's the possibility of that double top right there. So I'm going to at least let you guys see what it could look like if it drops through. So, Sarfraz, you have to make that decision, friend. I am not a financial advisor. I can't tell you whether or not to buy it. I can only tell you the levels. If we hold 58.4 cents, this would be a bargaining chip right here. I've always said sub 50 cents, you open up the door to buy if you haven't bought yet. Sub 40, you definitely make the purchase. Right now where we're at, we've already had a substantial rise. We've had about an 8% correction, or 9%. Now we pulled back some and re-corrected back up. If it bounced, if you were to buy here and you got nervous, you have opportunity. If it broke 56.6, you could say the hell with this. Or if it just simply came back below like 584 and you could just say, you know, I gave it a shot, but I'm a little nervous and I don't really want to see it drop down. But, you know, if you're buying spot, I bought mine for transparency at 34. I had bought over 10,000. And then as it went up, I had over 10. Always have over what I want to hold. And I was able to dump some out as it went up a couple 100%. But then I bought back at 38 cents. And I let it ride up to just over 60. Then I've been rebuying and selling based on the liquidity right now. So, and that's the swing bag. That's the swing bag. Like, I'll keep 2,500 XRP to the side. I had XRP, or the XRP Bitcoin pairing. I had $5,000 worth when we had that big dive at 38 cents. And that helped me, you know, open up some liquidity for myself after I sold that out. So, you know, I'm trying to find areas of opportunity here. I love Casper. The hack definitely didn't help it. But Casper got a nice liquidity dump like it needed. It came right down to the support. Came right down to the descending triangle. I like Casper. The only question is this a broadening wedge? Is this actually a broadening wedge? Because if it is, and it's the making of a broadening wedge, these are bullish reversals in the making right now from the positioning it's at. And all we have to ask ourselves is, are we starting something like this in the future? And if we are, it's going to have a big bounce back to the top side. You know, so that's something that we're going to have to watch. But if it holds, either way, even if it doesn't do that, you've still got a big bounce back. If it holds, obviously, this is the key. We don't know if it's going to come through with what happened. Daily's oversold. 4 hourly was oversold. It's straddling the oversold and back in neutral areas. 3 hourly's breaking a little bullish here. So, is this a W reversal finally on the end of this or not? I don't know. I honestly don't know because of the hack what kind of volatility we have. I do know that's a descending channel and those are bullish consolidations. This little drop here was a descending channel that formed. And if it holds this area, there's a healthy bounce back here. Very healthy. And I can tell you right now, like, you know, even from right here, that's about a 35%. But underneath, if you were to buy this, you would have to hold it for over 5% to see if it broke that bottom. But you want to buy support, sell resistance. So the closer to that support trend, the better. And we are right there. It's actually a little higher than where mine is. I don't know what happened, but the support is like that. So it's actually a little bit higher. We did have a small come through on the wick, but technically the support on Casper is down here at about 1625. It's not that far off from where we're at, I mean, it's probably, give or take, about 3.5% from where we're at right now is the support. So I definitely don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I like Casper from a long-term perspective. But again, from these standpoints, you got to make that educated and informed decision on whether you think the market's going to continue pushing up. All that I can do is try to help guide you. Right now, we do have a big W reversal, which is very interesting for me on Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin, we got helped out on a correction because the U.S. government sold off, another 12,000 Bitcoin for the Mt. Gox hack. So that was well over $2 billion worth. So now on this recovery, is this a W? We don't know, but we will if it comes over this 200-day at about 65,400 and holds it. Absolutely, it would be a W. And we still have unfinished business here, ladies and gentlemen, if it decides to reverse. And the bigger thing is, if you're looking at this, it's kind of like some of the other ones. Like, I mean, if I'm being honest, inverse head and shoulders, like we've talked about, but does that mean Bitcoin would need to come back down farther and hit the inversion down here at 58.4? Does that mean you can see the broadening? This is becoming much more volatile here. This is becoming much. Oh, it's absolutely shaking the weak hands. That is an absolute truth there. Look at this volatility. If it goes higher, it's just going to keep doing that until it breaks down or breaks out. So right now, I think it's pretty decisive what it looks like for Bitcoin. Unless it breaks down, which one could argue maybe it has. It's starting to rotate kind of like a funnel. So you came up, support, resistance, support, resistance, support. So you have lower lows, but you were also having higher highs. So if we come back up and do a higher high, we were confirming a broadening wedge. Broadening wedge in this structure would be a bullish continuation. So the only problem is if you continue too long, it's going to have a breakdown event because it won't have the sustainability. You'll have more of a chance for sellers to come to that level and then bounce back out. You need to stay in this rotation to not come down there. So, but yeah, it's a very interesting time in the market. A lot will lose money simply because they don't understand the proper trading techniques. And even if you understand proper trading techniques, a lot of people are going to lose money because they don't understand how to regulate their emotion. So you can be the best technical trader in the world, but if you succumb to your emotion and don't listen to the technicals, it's over. Even if you understand technicals, if you're an emotional trader, you're screwed. You're screwed. I'm not going to lie to you. If you're a good technical trader, but you can't regulate your emotion, you're all done with trading. You shouldn't leverage trade, period, if that's the case. And leverage trading should be out of the question, but spot trading might be your best advantageous mode, just like it always should be. But that's a short-term broadening wedge unless it breaks down. It really is. That looks like a short-term broadening wedge. So we'll see what happens here in due time. In due time. Because we do have a much bigger pattern here as well. And like we've got this little channel that's kind of playing out here. And that's like your bull flag. That's like your pennant flag consolidation. So we're still in good shape here. We're still in good shape. And the reason why it's important to see if this is a broadening wedge or not, if it is, we've hit our support floor. If this is a broadening wedge, we've hit our support floor. And we've already hit 3 times on support. With a couple times on resistance, confirming that it's a broadening wedge. Well, maybe not a broadening. Well, yeah, it is. What am I talking about? Hello? I even messed that up. I'm explaining it as a broadening wedge and I didn't put it down as a broadening wedge. How stupid do I feel? So the broadening wedge would look as such. This doesn't even need to be as elevated. But this is what it looks like. You've come down. You hit support 1, support 2. Now you've got resistance 1. Resistance 2. And then we've got, let's see. I'm not going to go from here, I don't think. I think I'm going to start it from here. Support 1, support 2, and you only need 2 hits on resistance and support to confirm a broadening wedge. A lot of other patterns, you have to have 3 hits, but a broadening wedge, the legend says you only need 2 hits on each side. Yes, please make sure to hit that like button if you're in here or tuning in or just coming in. As Syrian said, it really does help us push the content. And I believe that the technicals I give can't be emulated by anybody because I have a crazy brain. And then up here, we're probably going to touch that 70,980 area if we do have the testicular fortitude to come back up. So what is that? Does that look like that's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen? Can you see a broadening wedge here? And if it breaks down, we need to come down here to 58,270 area. This man is probably one of the best XRP traders out there for sure. Hey, I really appreciate that, Gabriel. And, you know, I do come to a decision. I also look at Bitcoin and stuff because I think it's important, not because I think it's going to dictate everything, but I do think it gives you an honest trend of what's going on in crypto. So then underneath this 58,384 for Bitcoin. So what does that mean for XRP? Well, XRP is already speaking to us in a pretty profound way. We're either coming back up and breaking 60.7 cents, or we're getting rejected there and we're going to have a much bigger come down because that's the rising channel resistance right now. We failed to use it as a level of support. Hello. The lie's been going on for 46 minutes so far. Does he? Okay. Had a little bit of sprinkling started and then it stopped.
Big drops.
Oh, yeah. And it looks like a big cloud is coming in now. And then on the radar, it's getting bigger. Well, we have 108 people watching and 108 likes.
Hi, 108 people.
Julie said hi, 108 people, and to the likes. She's impressed.
No, T could be watching.
T could be watching. Yes, he could. T, if you're watching, hello, buddy.
I liked it before I gave him my phone.
Oh, so he probably is watching. So, I mean, that's what we're looking at here. 60.7 cents. We need to get back over in due time. If we don't, we know we've got our 2018 resistance acting as a support right now, which is good news. It is good news. And if you look at the XRP market cap, we still have not broken back over, but let's see. Yeah, because we've got this little channel here that had formed. And I don't want to update that channel at all because I think it's still, you should be looking at the past history of several years. And yeah, we could tighten it or widen it, but that's not what we're in the business of. We're in the business of doing this as it goes. So now if we look at this, that was a speculation. We already broke out of this, right? You can see it. But we've broken out of this. So we can take away this because there's no more speculation. We broke up. And now it's a matter of, is this a bull flag with a W reversal? Right now it looks like a big W reversal. It held the 22.5 billion support. Now we're bouncing up. We've got a resistance level up here at right around 38.59 billion on XRP. That's the whole market cap of XRP. So take notes because this is, if you see it over these levels, we're very bullish. If we get over, let's push it over just a little bit. 38.4 billion. We're very bullish up to 47.3. So if you get back in that channel, you've got about a $9 billion move up XRP could take. Pump Master Flash says you're the champion. I really appreciate that. A lot of positivity in the comments this evening. I'm trying to remain positive for everybody. I am positive overall, I'm saying. I'm trying to put out that positive vibe even when it's very bearish on the day. Even though it's not bearish, it just on the onset looks bearish. And now, has anybody seen anything about the XRP escrow dump? Seriously, has anybody seen anything here? I'm very I don't understand. I've never had to wait this long to get information. Like, has it not happened yet? Or is it happening in secret? Like, I don't understand. I mean, literally, there is nothing. You can't find nothing. And this should have been all over the place today. This is the first time in my recent memory. And I'm talking about going back over 3 years of doing this. Over 3 years. I don't know, Daniel. I don't know, but that's supposed to be a feature that you're supposed to be able to buy people memberships on here. I really wish you would let people. I really do, but that's supposed to be something. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't let some of you do that, because that's supposed to be an option within my stuff. But for some reason it doesn't allow people to do it. I wish it would. I think it'd be whoops. I think it'd be a great way for some who want to give back to be able to do that. I do. But you know, I don't know why it doesn't. But again, I don't know what is going on here. Yeah, I don't know why. I really don't know why it does that. But yeah, I cannot find anything, and I'm looking on my phone just to find something else about the Ripple dump, but I cannot find anything. So if anybody has any information, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Okay, so there must be some information coming out. Hold on. Yeah, let's see. I'm starting to read something. Okay, so this is from a different source, but it shows, it looks like 200 million XRP, 116,352,000 worth, was locked in escrow. 60 million. So this isn't even giving it, but it's just showing Ripple escrow. You've got 500 million XRP unlocked, worth 291.2 million at 12:29 p.m. And then 100 million was locked into escrow at 12:30 p.m. So I don't know why it's being so much secrecy, but it does look like it was released. There are some indications that about 100 million so far has been locked back up. We'll just have to wait for further confirmation here. We're gonna have to wait for further confirmation. So we'll see how this plays out. But that's the information I'm seeing in front of me right now. So anything else that we need to that anybody would like to bring to our attention right now, or, you know, something we need to discuss before the live's over, because we still have a few minutes left. But I would love to know if anybody else has any other questions, if anybody has any concerns. I think we're gonna bottom. We might have bottomed, or we might be bottoming, or might have already bottomed, I should say. Sorry, I'm just reading all this stuff. I don't really see anything else besides that little piece of information. Honestly, besides that piece of information. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it that I can see. So right now, the biggest key information here for XRP is to make sure we stay over 58.4 cents and avoid a situation like this in front of us. What I drew out is what we do not want to happen. Whoops, I must have had that label still on. We don't want to see that happen by any means. And we want to use the 58.4 cents. And in time, a very short amount of time, get up over 62.4 cents. So that's something we're going to want to make sure we can try to have happen here. That we can try to have happen. Yeah, that seems about it. That seems about it, if I'm being honest. yeah, I think that's it. That's all the information that I can find. So there is that, at least, that we know some of it's been locked up. But hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get a more in-depth update when we start seeing everything. Before you leave, please make sure to hit that like button. If you're looking to trade XRP or crypto that you're looking to trade, look in the video description below and our pinned comments here during the live. There's BITUNIX and HOTCOIN. Both have fantastic leverage and spot trading, USA and abroad. HOTCOIN has a few different tokens, but both of them have XRP, and you can leverage and spot trade both of them. So those are the two that I really enjoy. Those are the two I really enjoy. Yandex browser has info. I don't even know what browser that is. But yeah, I'll definitely be looking for more research. Man, is it hot. I'm sweating Michael Hooley's off. The old Groteskies. It's hot out here. Right before the storm, like 90 degrees, very humid. Right now we've got, let's see, 24-hour volume was 1.993 billion for XRP. We have the market cap at 33.42 billion. All-time highs, we already know. Circulating supplies at 55.96 billion, which means there's over 44 billion outstanding tokens still on the total supply, but only 55.9 billion is circulating. Yeah, that's basically it. Hit us with a short with info on escrow later. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I could certainly do that. I could add that into a short. That's actually a great idea. As the info comes, I could certainly do that. Or a small update, you know, short or a quick couple-minute update, either or. I'm not opposed to. But yeah, I think that's everything. I think we've covered everything. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you appreciate my work, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the over 22,400 subscribers. And until we meet again, I would like to leave you with this. Be kind, be courteous. Don't forget about precious metals. Don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Stay humble. The biggest thing we can do is stay humble. And I haven't not left yet, but the biggest thing we can do is stay humble here. It really is. It really is. So, before we leave though, make sure 59.7, we're in an okay range right now, but 58.4 cents is very important. We need to hold the 2018 resistance as support. And if you're not familiar with this, let's just go back real quick. 331 was all-time highs in January of 2018. Took us 27 months to get to March of 2020, the swing low from the swing high at 10.8. Support 2 we hit here at about 18.2 cents in December of 2020. Resistance 2 we hit at $1.98 April of 21. Then we've got support 3 at 30.3 cents, which was January of 23. Resistance 3, which confirms the pattern, March of 24. Support 4, June of 24. Resistance 4, July of 24. And we'd like to say August of 24, resistance after 6.5 years has finally flipped to support. But as of right now, we have not been able to do that as of yet. We have maintained a pull through and a hold now. So this could out validate. And if this is what we talked about in the beginning, and it does play out to something where it is like a W reversal, but a V shape at the back end of it, and it does spiral, it could happen quickly. Like you might even see something like boom and then out. So that's what we're hoping for. If you do see a rejection here, it's trouble, and then it could come all the way down here. So just be cautious, be prepared, and don't be influenced so much by the ebb and flows here. Like we said yesterday, before the escrow dump, it would be no surprise that we're going to just come back to the levels we were before the rise, and that's what usually happens. So yes, we got up to 63. Happened the night before the escrow dump. Came down to 56 and some change after the dump, and now we're just shy of 60 cents. So looks pretty nice happen. This looks really nice now, even though there was a dump earlier. With all of that added liquidity and all the added liquidations, this is looking better than it did before. So make sure to hit that like button. I'm out, everybody. I know there's a surge of people coming here at the end. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and watch this live from the beginning. Thank you all.